World of Warcraft raids have been a big part of the game since the very early days of Vanilla, and yet many would say that over the years raiding has become too easy. Today, we'll take a look for ourselves and decide. Now, there's no denying that raids have changed over the years, and many would say that raids have devolved rather than evolving. In fact, with each expansion, many people believe that raids are becoming more and more easy. For the purpose of this video, we'll divide things into two categories, vanilla and after vanilla. Vanilla raids were harder, and not just because we were just learning to raid, but also you need to keep in mind that vanilla raids did not have all the different difficulty levels that we do today. Even the trash and vanilla raids were often enough to kill many of your raid members, if not cause a total wipe. I remember in vanilla, Molten Core would often take several days a week, if not the entire week, and in many cases the guild would not even be able to complete the raid, because it was definitely not a cakewalk to kill these mobs, especially the bosses. Now, how many of you remember the very first time your guild was able to take down Ragnaros? One of the major reasons that raids were harder in vanilla was the fact that Blizzard had not watered things down like they have in current raids. Raiders would need to give it their all, and often meant 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or even more. A boss would only drop 2 to 3 pieces of gear, and the gold was divided among the whole raid. Now, let's take a look at raiding as we have it today. We now have looking for raid, normal, heroic, and mythic. Now, raids today drop around 8 to 9 pieces of gear, some drop more, and a lot more gold. Players will usually spend no more than 1 day a week or 2 at most, and often sell their lockout in order to get other people in to complete just the end boss. Now, I've seen players do the same raid multiple times a week using different characters, and in fact a friend of mine has 10 characters that he raids each week with. If a character's not geared high enough, he'll start with looking for raid, but within a few weeks he's got all of his characters, all 10, in normal, and then he works his way up from normal and finally starts with mythic. Now, this was not something you would ever see done in vanilla, and that's a great thing. Why is harder better? Well, simple. In vanilla, people who raided always had things to do. You'd never seen anybody who was a serious raider standing in town, bored, and complaining about how they needed more things to do. Also, raiders in vanilla would often raid for months just to get one attempt at that special piece of gear that they wanted, which means players were anxious to log in and prepare for raids, anxious to go to the raid and hopefully get that piece of gear that they wanted and needed. No, this is not a video about how great vanilla is and how vanilla is better, but for a moment, just assume that raids of Legion only had the one difficulty level, dropped less gear, and players were lined up outside the raid just to get a chance to get in. Yes, that's right. People would line up outside and wait for hours to get into a raid in vanilla. Now, if raids nowadays could keep people's attention and keep them coming back for more week after week, then you would see players logging in every day and enjoying the game more. Do you feel raiding in Legion is too easy? Do you think that raiding in vanilla was better and kept raiders coming back week after week? Let me know in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. But if you didn't, then go ahead and click the other button instead. Have a great day, and we'll see you in Azeroth soon.